Thank you, mate. Good morning.
It's over to you. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. What time do you wake up?
3:30.
I don't even see that as a window. That's just
a time. It's not really a time, is it?
You kind of wake up at 3:30.
Well, I say 3:30. For once in my life, I was being modest. I go to bed at 7:30. I wake up at 9:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. Good luck. You've got it all to come, but there'll be a tour in it.
Aye. Yeah. I'm not a particularly good morning dude.
Yeah, well, you will be when you get older because your bladder will. That's what happens. Your bladder begins to fall apart. You begin to fall apart. You can't swallow things properly. You get dysphagia in your throat. It all goes. You've got all this to come.
Sounds exciting, mate.
There's lots of humour there. Seriously, it's a hotbed. So here we go. This is great. The Overdue Catch Up. It's been in the cinemas. You've been on the big screen.
Man. Myself, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, the three big babes
Swifter
in the cinemas this year. So it's just finished its run last week, and now it's available to watch at home or illegally download or stream or whatever. Whenever you want to watch it.
It's available to own digitally and on DVD now. For more information, kevinbridges.co.uk, Kevin Bridges, the Overdue Catch Up. So it made it to 700 theatres across the UK. Woody Harrelson and Derry Girls, they came to see you do it where it was recorded, which was in Dublin. Why did you pick Dublin?
That was the previous tour.
Sorry.
This tour was recorded in Cork. So you got the country right.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right. I wanted to record it somewhere small this time, and on the tour last year it was all big arenas, so I thought we'll wait do it the next year and find an intimate venue, you know what I mean, somewhere a bit more you can see right into the audience's eyes, and so we done it there. I think it's different anyway. It looks kind of cool. Usually it's filmed with these big massive stadiums.
Look how big it is. Look how massive and popular I am.
Exactly.
However,
so we thought we'd strip it right back. It's like an acoustic album. So, and we kept in some of the madness of the audience. There's a couple of people just shouting random stuff. And then I dealt with it well, obviously, because I've done it for 20 years. But I thought this kind of replicates what live stand-up can be. So I thought the editors like, will we cut these out? And I was like, no, just throw them in. Because people are a bit nuts, so it's good to showcase.
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? Because you know, I hear a lot of American comedians talking about the fact that if they're building towards a new 1 hour set or a Netflix special, it starts in a bar, then it's a few bars, then it's a slightly bigger venue, then it's maybe a theatre, then it's an arena, then it can be a stadium. You've squared the circle. You've gone past that and come back. I love that.
You did a warm-up tour in the small places, and then you hit the bigger venues.
You're warming down.
And then I've done a warm down to the soft cotton.
And you can play with it even more, I would imagine, then.
Aye, well, you'd enjoy it. And then, because I took that bit of a break, I was meant to extend the tour into the start of 2023, and I delayed it for kind of personal reasons. And then we went back on, and I thought, right, why don't we just go back to venues that I've enjoyed playing in the past? And we've done some dates in Europe, some dates in Australia and New Zealand. So obviously you need to move with the times. I like to try and keep my show topical.
Yeah.
So if you come and see me on the very first night of the tour and the last night, it's probably going to be a different show because you need to react to global events and all that sort of stuff. So it's an updated version. Anybody that came to the tour on the UK and Ireland in 2022 will see probably a half of that is different material.
And when you're in flow, right, so when you've got a great set right at the beginning of a tour, so you've got 90 minutes or a solid 2 hours or whatever you've got, and then you say it changes because world events are happening, because you've already got the funny, right, and you've got a sort of a farm full of funny, and then you get some new crops in. Does funny beget funny?
I see it as, I use a football analogy. I see it as you're building a squad,
right?
So you've got your squad to get you through the season,
right?
And then
you can chance a new
player. The transfer window's always open,
right?
So you're always kind of getting somebody comes up through the academy, a young upstart joke.
Yeah.
He's ready. Throw him in.
And because it's surrounded by other sort of experienced jokes,
they talk him through the game.
And does it help? I bet it does. Doesn't
it does 100%.
It's so funny that, isn't it?
I try and do at least a couple of new lines every single night,
right?
And then just through the organic process, that does end up becoming a lot of material.
We've been talking about this a lot recently on the show.
To keep it live as well. No, it's exciting for me.
Yeah, of course. Is that because it's not about the gags? It's about the energy behind the gags. So say we're doing a show here, which is a different kind of thing, but it's it's a similar mindset. If the show's going well and somebody comes in for an interview, it's because it's all going well. The energy's good, you know what I mean? And so the questions are better because we're all on fire. And and is it the same? Is that the point? The energy's already there, and so bring anything to the scenario, and it's got a pretty good chance of flying.
If you want to stay in the gig. Do you know what I mean? So you don't ever want. If sometimes you've done a routine far too many times, and in your head as you're delivering the routine, you're thinking about, I might try that new flame grilled steak at a Burger King after the show tonight.
And you really are.
Then you need to just bin. You need to bin the bit because you need to stay. Stand up's got to be very. I don't want to talk at one of these Instagram weirdos, but you need to be very present.
Yeah, of course you do.
Sort of. So if you get to the stage, you've got.
By the way,
joke
some of those Instagram weirdos are my favourite people, and yours by the sounds of it as well.
I know.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know about them.
I get trapped in the algorithm. You know what I mean? You click on one of them. One topless tattooed guy jogging, shouting life advice at you.
Come on.
Click on one, and then that's so you're getting every single
David
day.
Goggins, so. Then.
Goggins. I don't think he's a tattooed weirdo. He was the.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I listen to his audiobook, but I don't believe anything that he says. But he's impressive, isn't he?
Oh, I think he's great.
Do you think he done 10,000 pull-ups and?
Yeah, but did you hear about the guy who beat him?
No.
So he set the world record.
See, this is you get up at 3:30 in the morning. You're one of these. You've been radicalised by this cult.
So of course I have.
Wahlberg, what time does he get up?
Who?
What? Mark Wahlberg. He said they got up.
I don't think he goes to bed.
He gets up at 4 a.m.
He gets up so many times there's no point. Now, so Goggins, he set a new world record for pull-ups.
Right.
And then a British bloke who runs a gym who's 60 in Portugal, who was fed up during lockdown because no one was coming to his gym, thought, I'm going to break his record. And he couldn't do one, could he? He couldn't do 10 or something. And he broke his record. He broke David Goggins' record by 3,000. Something like that.
Is this a wind-up?
No, it's true.
So he went for he couldn't do one pull-up.
Couldn't do one.
Wow.
I mean, he had a gym.
Does Goggins know about this?
I don't, probably, I would imagine.
Probably going straight down to break.
No, because there's another guy who's broken. Apparently, it wasn't that great a record in the first place.
Is that healthy? Do you
Goggins
need to do
is a bit of a slacker.
Is that? It can't be good for your musculoskeletal.
I don't know. It's better than sitting on the sofa, I would imagine.
I know, but it's that top.
Or reaching up for sweets. Top cupboard, all that kind of stuff.
Moderation, man.
When you get big names, faces in the places, right? Like Derry Girls actress Louisa Harland and Woody Harrelson in the audience.
Yep.
Do you know? Are you told?
So that was the 2018 tour. Done the show on the Friday night. Promoter says, by the way, just to let you know, tomorrow night Woody Harrelson's coming. Like wow. My wife had come over for the weekend.
Yeah.
My best mate had come over. And it was like, if I just go and have a good gig here, this could be a great kind of weekend. So the gig went well. Dublin, the arena there's that feels like a club.
Even
it's like
an arena.
10,000 people, but they're right in front of you.
Wow.
It's designed like an old kind of amphitheatre.
Yeah.
So the gig goes good. Woody comes backstage. We end up having a few beers. End up going back to the hotel. Anyway, I kind of called the night at a professional time because I had the show the next night. Woody comes back. He brings about 20 people, all these stoned Canadian hippies, and then we end up going back out. And then the next day, Bono is playing in the same venue as me. So Woody's going to that, and he goes, do you want to come and see you too? I'm mates with Bono. So we go, why not? We get up, we've got the day off on the Monday, we're drinking during the day in Dublin, go to the gig. And then Woody says, you want to come backstage to meet the band? And it was me that called. I said, no, we are unpresentable. We can't go back and meet Bono and The Edge and this. We'd get backstage and meet like Oasis or a Hellraiser band, but I'd imagine there'll be a lot of candles.
So you didn't go back?
No, I said no.
But you saw the gig?
We saw the gig, and then later on that night, so I woke up the next morning to a video for Bono. Or Woody Harrelson sent me a video of him recording Bono.
Yeah.
And Bono's saying, Kevin, how come you never came back here and they had a pyjama party or something? It's a bit strange, but it was a cool video to receive.
Yeah.
And so just waking up after a bit of a 3-day bender, and the first thing on your phone's Bono's face going, hey Kev.
Pretty cool, man.
So that's my...
Woody Harrelson's annoying, right? Because I've been out with him a few times and he can hold it together. And I don't know how he does it. Because he seems to be toe to toe. He seems to be pound for pound at the bar. It's not like he's sipping his drinks. He goes for it. He enjoys the smoke. That's common knowledge. And
the guy was...
But he holds it together. He's like... and then he pitches up and you think, well, he clearly he doesn't act, he's not an actor anymore. Then the next month you go home and he's in a brand new Netflix thing and it wins all the awards. You think, how does this guy do this?
Well, do you know why he was over in Ireland?
No.
He was coming over to the UK and Ireland for all that kind of drunken debauchery. But he was actually here to make the first move at the World Chess Championship. So after a 3-day mad one, right, he's like, right, I better head over to London and move upon.
He's cool, isn't he? He's a dude,
That's
man.
what I mean. It's just there's name dropping stories, but anybody who's ever met him will tell a story about him.
What's that film he was in when he played the captain of the ship? When it just all goes pear-shaped? Yeah, The Triangle of Sadness. Did you see that?
No, I've never seen it.
God. Kev, what a film. You got to watch it. Triangle of Sadness. It starts in one place, it ends up in another.
I actually think Zombieland is criminally underrated.
I've not seen Zombieland.
Oh man, it sounds like it's a terrible title.
Yeah,
really,
it is, isn't it?
but it's really good, man.
Yeah, if you're not into zombies or lands.
Obviously he's done more esteemed work than that, but that was the most recent one I had watched before I met him. So
Kev, when I watch your most recent thing, the thing we can all get now, Kevin Bridges, the Overdue Catch Up, available to own digitally and on DVD now. Everything you deliver, you do with you're so emphatic. It's bang, bang, bang. You really believe in it. You hit it really hard. And whether people were going to believe or agree with what you were going to say anyway, they sort of have no choice. It's so super confident. Is that what you like? How does shtick get to that level of like, this is the way it is, guys. This is how it's going to be. And then there's this, and then there's this. Have a bit of that.
I don't know. You're the one that's getting up there. They've paid to listen to you. So you don't want to listen to somebody that's not quite got faith in what they're saying.
Yeah, but there's different ways, but you leave yourself nowhere. You can't miss a beat, can you?
No.
Because it's so big it's like an opera.
Well, that's the thing, maybe it looks strange on this one because I'm used to playing in front of the bigger places.
Right.
So I think maybe when I came on, it was only like 800 people or something there at this special.
Yeah.
And if you came on too heavy, the crowd are like, all right, mate, relax. So
Yeah.
I think I kind of dialed it down a bit.
It's so interesting, isn't it?
Aye. It's like, people always go, or different cities or different countries, as if that's the variable.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the size of the venue. Like a club stand-up set is so different from playing in a stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is in between. And I think maybe I did go a bit too big with some of the stuff for the size of the venue when it cuts to the audience and it's just like this tiny venue. But that's the only way I can play it these days.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Do you that thing that other stage performers do? Do you pick people in the audience who are fire starters, and do you play to one or two people, knowing that they are like laugh machines?
The thing that I think a lot when I first started in comedy, after like a few years, you would always give you would say you had a good gig, but you'd come off going, there was this guy in the front row just staring. He just hated me.
Yeah.
And then you started. So when you start having a bad gig, you actually actively go and find somebody in the audience that's hating it, not just to confirm. Yeah. So what a comic
is that helpful?
No, it's not helpful at all. But as you grow and get more experience, you realise that you just find somebody who's laughing.
Yeah.
So you flip it
completely.
And even if the gig's tanking, you just go, right, well, that person's
it's for
loving
you.
it.
This is for you.
And then it's a self-fulfilling. It kind of switches because you start relaxing and you look at it again, and more people have joined that person and laughing, and then
because it's infectious.
I laugh at my own stuff sometimes, but you're also laughing at somebody in the audience, going, "This person is laughing the way I when I first had that idea." That person's having that exact reaction.
The discovery of it.
Yeah.
Because there's a real laughter in the discovery. You can't go yet. You've got to make your big request. No, Rachel's got a huge request it's via Rachel from her husband. So her husband is Alex Horn.
All right.
Taskmaster.
I messaged him yesterday because we don't see each other at the minute because he's so busy, saying, Kevin Bridges is on the show tomorrow. Have you met him? And he just said, Kevin is absolutely brilliant. He's really funny. He's very thoughtful. I'd love him to do Taskmaster. If it comes up at all, do say he's my number one target.
There we go. Well, I've been asked live on air, so yes.
Is it a yes?
Yes, I'll do Taskmaster.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll let him know. They're filming series 18 at the minute.
Right.
So
we'll
you
talk
can do the next one.
The technicalities off air.
Is that a done deal?
Is that a done deal? All right, I'm on Taskmaster. Yes. Okay. Done deal. Live.
Like it. Jack Grealish is a fan, isn't he?
He is. What a guy that is.
Yeah.
Up there with Woody.
Oh my goodness me. No, seriously, I mean, cool as you like.
I know.
Jack
he came
Grealish,
to the gig in Manchester.
Jack Grealish recently posted about the show, crowning Kevin the funniest guy ever. If you had to put up, right, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, little riff from this show that we can all get now, up against all of the comedy in the world, which bit would you pick?
Right, there's a bit. So when I was saying there about finding somebody in the audience that's hearing this joke for the first time, so when you do like kind of warm-up shows, you take on in your head like loads of kind of rough angles you want to talk about it. So in this show, there's a routine about hemorrhoids, right, piles. So I was doing like heavy. I don't mean heavy lifting, I don't mean gogging stuff, but I was doing these kind of squat, kettlebell goblet squats or something they're called, right? And this dude's telling me to add on a bit of weight every week, and then I did feel a proper pain one time, right? And I was like, no, like, very
straining,
intimate pain. So I had to go home. I was like, oh my God, right. And then I don't know.
You've overcooked
it's the morning radio, but it was piles, right? So I was talking about the NHS and how it's only now an over-the-phone doctor's consultation, and how there's so much riding on your use of descriptive language, right, over the phone. So that was the kind of angle I took on stage. And then I was like, how do you describe piles over the phone to a doctor? And then I just kind of riffed it one night. It was at the Soho Theatre, and I was like, try to think a kind of imagery, and I was like, doctor, this is me on the stage. Have you ever been playing snooker and too many balls get potted into one pocket? Right? So everybody, it takes a few seconds to picture like an anus with
a cluster.
So everybody starts laughing. Then there's this one person in the crowd, really obviously really pictured it very vividly. So I thought, if I can just find somebody, every time I deliver that joke, you need to remember somebody else in the audience is only hearing that the way that person did as well. So that was, I don't know if that's the one joke I would pick.
But it's a funny moment.
Aye, that was a nice...
Deeply funny.
Deep. And it was very candid, quite opening up.
What about that time when you were talking about nobody's member that was having an affair and they were in the audience or something? What's that story?
Somebody told me that story. So my last special, apparently somebody was watching it on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then the camera goes to the audience.
Yeah.
And there's a guy sitting with a female who was not his wife.
Gosh.
But the guy's sitting on Christmas Day watching it with his wife, and then they were clearly with each other. They were not, or maybe the wife knew who it was. Anyway, so basically the guy ended in them separating.
Oh, I didn't know it was that way around. I thought it was funny because they were in the audience, they were having an affair,
man,
it's like dark. They came out and it was the other way around. Not funny at all.
No, horrible.
Funny, not funny.
Family ruined because of me.
Right, moving swiftly on. Got the jingle bells out, that always works. What are you doing between now and Christmas?
I've got one more day.
Yeah.
Trying to promote this.
Trying?
I don't mean trying, but it's done. It's out. Go and buy it. Stream it. Whatever you want.
Sell, baby.
Nah, it's not even. People are skint, so feel free to use the torrent.
All right, good. Excellent. Nice.
And then I go home tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's me done.
Right.
And then go a holiday with my wife and my son in January.
And what is your success, without being, you don't tell us stuff you don't want to tell us, but what has success afforded you as a dad, as a hubby? You know, what do you know, we said today, if somebody wins the Euromonies tonight, you know those boot rooms in ski resorts where you can put your boots on those pegs that are heated? Get some of those in your life. You know, stuff like that. Have you done anything mad?
No, I just done, when I first kind of inverted commas made it in comedy, I was pretty much like Euro Millions. What was that guy, Mike Carroll or something? The guy that won the lottery and just went mad.
Don't know.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was like him. First thing I done was bought a speedboat.
Good boy.
And then, no, I got my mum and dad, I bought them their house, and then a speedboat, and then a box at Celtic. That was the free bucket list.
Nice.
And then it's just...
Where's the speedboat now?
It's still up between near where you and you must have been up there because the
Loch
guy told me a story.
Don't say Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond. The guy, when I was buying it,
yeah,
he was telling me a Gaza story, and I'm pretty sure you were involved. There's a no wake zone. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, of course.
Gaza never knew what it meant. So it means you need to keep the boat below a certain amount of knots per hour.
It wasn't the boat that was the issue. It was Jimmy Five-Bellies being towed on the rubber ring behind the boat. That was what was the weight that was, and I'm not joking.
Well, just for context, I was going over it like by 2 or 3 knots, which is very slow, but it was making every other boat in the marina really kind of... The guys are coming out their cabins like waving a fist in the air, shouting. It was moving every other boat. And then the guy said to me, Gaza just put it to the floor.
All the beans.
Just emptied the tank right up, so I can only imagine the movement it must have caused. So
I love the fact you were so honest there. That's so cool. So paid off mum and dad's mortgage first thing.
Yeah.
That was the first thing you did.
First thing I done.
Second thing, bought a speedboat.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it.
I thought it was going to end. You know what I mean? You don't know when it's going to end. You're playing a big arena first time you've got a DVD.
See, this is the deal, isn't it? You're a working class kid, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm a working class kid. It's like, I'm not embarrassed about the money. People go, oh, you can't talk about money. It's like, you know, it's not that. It's like, no, because it's what we dreamt of. You don't understand. We didn't have any. It's different.
And that's it. And as long as you're paying your taxes, and you're good to people, then enjoy, man.
And have you still got the box at Celtic?
I still got it.
Good for you. How big?
Holds 8.
Good, nice.
So it was for my mum and dad. So my dad had rheumatoid arthritis, and he was kind of struggling to get to the games. So 2016, I thought we'll get a box more, start going back as a family. So
Bridges box. Who else has got boxes there?
Rod Stewart's there, but I think he gets a freebie, man.
He doesn't. Rod
He's in
just
the director's box.
Yeah, Rod just goes in different other people's boxes.
I get bled dry. Rod's there. Conley's got a seat.
Has he?
Don't see him as much.
Not nowadays.
Who else has got a box? I don't know. Just loads of scaffolding firms and.
Kev, I hope this goes well. It's a lovely thing you say there. Look, if you don't have the money, just get it anyhow. Just get it anyhow. Nick it.
It's there. So
the point is you want to make
man.
people laugh, don't you? That's the point.
Once it's recorded,
You've done all right. You're fine.
Have a chuckle. Exactly.
Have
man.
a chuckle at this. Come and see me again in the future.
I think Universal are going to be too happy with that, but it's out there somewhere.
It doesn't matter. All publicity is good publicity. Kevin Bridges, the Overdue Catch Up, available to own digitally and on DVD now. When might you do another one?
I'll probably go on holiday January. See, because I was updating the show and I write every day. So,
do you actually?
Aye, every single day. Even if I don't use the stuff, it's just good to keep that kind of muscle going.
Seinfeld does that, doesn't he?
And somebody said Eminem does it.
Yeah, he's not a comedian though.
No, that's true. But I think he likes to keep his brain going.
Yeah. Have you read Seinfeld's book about that?
No.
He said it's called Is This Funny? And I think he writes 2 or 3 hours every single day.
Aye, that's what I don't even know if I would class it as hours, but I just kind of write ideas. So I've got a lot of stuff there that I've been trying. Whilst I was recording that, I was going to open mic nights on the side.
Yeah.
And working up a different show.
Yeah.
So I'll probably, after my holiday, I'll go straight back into the clubs,
for you, mate.
hit the gym, hit the heavy bag again,
all right, mate.
And then hopefully be back on the road at some point.
Thanks for making time to see us.
A pleasure, Chris.
Really appreciate it.
It's woke me up, mate, as well. It takes me about an hour to get going when they said...
Right, and those early mornings and broken night's sleep are coming your way, pal.
Well, my
Not
son,
for a while yet,
he
actually.
gets up at 5 in the morning, so I thought the hotel room's always a good sanctuary to actually get an unbroken sleep. But nah, I was up.
All right.
Far too early, mate. But it was great to see you.
Great to see you. Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas
to
you
as
well.
I wish you and your mum and dad and the box and the family a peaceful time.
Next time you're up Loch Lomond and you want to see a boat driven responsibly, give me a shout.
No, I'm right, thanks. I prefer it the other way.